I am so excited to take the dreaded tell me about yourself question and get you excited about it because I'm telling you, you can win the job with this one question. But only if you do it with authenticity. So here's the problem. Most people take that question. First of all, it's asked mostly because the interviewer is an idiot. Okay, maybe not an idiot, but most people interviewing probably just ran from another meeting and they have not properly prepared. And so what do? They lob you a question so that you can say something while they're thinking about what the heck they're going to ask next. It's lazy and it's your biggest opportunity. Here's why. What I teach is most people come in and when they say, tell me about yourself, they simply focus on a summary of their resume. Well, in 1994, I started in project management and then I moved into sales and blah, blah. Meanwhile, the interviewer is not listening to you, thinking about questions, and certainly you've done nothing to captivate them and make them lean in and want to learn more and, most importantly, hire you. So instead, there is this perfect formula that's backed by science that says if you can smash together basically a humility moment, something that is a story about a time that you were less than perfect, and you smash it with your competence, a time when you really rocked things, and then what I add in is what's in it for you. You create something I call an intriguing intro. And here's why it works. First of all, the science says that people are more connected to people who are a little bit imperfect, right? It's the I'm rooting for you, or basically you're just like me, imperfect. But if you do that alone, then they're not going to think you're competent for the job. You can't just go in and be Mr. Jokester, Mr. Mess Up. If you smash that then together with something that shows that you're also kick ass, it's the perfect combination and it's unexpected. So immediately they're going to stop thinking about the next interview questions. They're going to stop thinking about the candidate from yesterday and they're going to start thinking about you. Let me give you a quick example. Don't get too caught up in the details, but I want you to see how this works. So if I were to have that question, I might say, well, what's important to understand is I first started in the actuarial field. And I usually make jokes about it, or, it was 1996, so I wasn't able to Google how cool is an actuary. And I was hired into Aetna's actuarial program. And over the next 3 years, I took 7 actuarial exams and I failed 7 actuarial exams. But here's what I learned. It was the first time that I learned since going to school all those years that simply studying harder, taking a test, working harder was not necessarily the formula for success. Now, I went on, I bobbed and weaved in different jobs. I would say that I was highly unqualified to do, another little humility moment, and eventually became the CEO of a 1,000-person company, 9-figure company. And in just 3 years, we tripled earnings, employee engagement up 15%, and we turned around that company. And the reason I tell you this is that if you work with me, will you necessarily get the person that's always going to, take the test best? No, but what I've learned, it's all about connection and trust, and you build that through authenticity. And that's been my formula for success in the past, and I believe it'll be the formula for success if you give me this job. Now, I have a bazillion versions of this. I've been doing it forever. It's easier for me. What I will tell you is in my keynotes and my workshops, if we have enough time, I love doing the intriguing intro exercise. What you do is simply write down a few humility moments that you can play with, and it's hilarious what people come up with. It doesn't have to be work related. Then you write down your big brag or two, and then I help you smash those together and show you how you can start playing and experimenting. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to start experimenting with this formula of smashing together, not a perfect story, but simply something that you were bad at, something you became good at, and think about what is the lesson in that and why does that matter to the person on the other side of the desk? That's how you answer that question. That's how you crush it. And that's how you get the job at Hello.